How can new composers find work in film and television or video games when the market is so oversaturated? This is the latest question to be submitted on modernmediacomposer.com by, ironically, a number of people. So in today's video, I'm going to share why I believe some musicians may be struggling to get noticed and build sustainable careers in composing, while other musicians seem to find lots of opportunities for composing at all different levels. They're working in the same market, so what's the difference between them? How do the ones who manage to get work so consistently stand out? Let's dive in and talk about it. Composing is a really interesting profession because you have to be two things, at least, and you have to be great at both of them. Number one, you have to be a great artist that doesn't just know how to write music, but also knows how to use music to contribute to film or television or the story of a great video game. It can take a long time to truly hone your skills and become that great artist who has a point of view that can be brought to the table when collaborating with a team. And something I want to clarify, when I say to be the best artist that you can be, being a music artist, in my opinion, means to have a perspective and point of view that is expressed in a way which is unique to you. If it's unique to you, someone else can't compete with it. They can try, they can knock it off, but it's never gonna be the real thing. When you're getting started, that level of individuality doesn't need to be just in your music. It could be in the way that you collaborate with people, your level of enthusiasm, your dependability, and your technical skill. What I'm trying to illustrate is that there's infinite ways that you can set yourself apart. Making a conscious effort to do so is what I'm encouraging you to think about. Then the second thing that you need to be, to some degree, is an entrepreneur whose business is to communicate and market your abilities as an artist to other artists. You have to be able to promote yourself and your work in an authentic way that inspires people to want to collaborate and work with you. So now, as we talk about this composer's question about how they feel the market is oversaturated, I want you to keep those two aspects of being an artist and an entrepreneur in mind, because we're going to come back to them as we discuss the question. So let's start by saying, yes, there are lots of musicians trying to become composers for media. There is absolutely no argument there. However, if we're being honest, most of them are significantly lacking the skills necessary to successfully take on professional projects, both as an artist and entrepreneur. I'm not just talking about composing and music producing skills. I'm also referring to their communication skills, their work ethic, their ability to be nimble and adapt to rapidly changing situations regarding deadlines, creative requests, and so on. This ultimately reminds me of one of the best pieces of advice that I've personally heard, and it happens to be from somebody that I've never met. It's the legendary comedian Steve Martin. And in my opinion, his words and advice that I'm about to share with you apply to every single person looking to build a career in any field, not just composing. That advice is, be so good they can't ignore you. In 2023, I feel this quote is more important than ever because it doesn't matter if you want to be a composer or a screenwriter, a sound designer, or even a virtual assistant. Most jobs in most industries have people talking about how their market is oversaturated. And the reason this is partially true is because today's generation is no longer competing with everyone just locally. In the case of composers, it's not just about competing with other composers in LA. It's a global economy. It's a global marketplace, and that's what you're competing in. So that doesn't change the fact that you simply need to at least be in that 4 or 5 out of 100 and just keep refining and improving your skills as a professional and an artist. And I promise you, there is a demand for your work. There's a demand for your skills. And most significantly, there's a demand for your voice. That's really what I'm talking about here. As you hone your skills as an artist, you're finding your voice, you're becoming the best version of yourself as an artist that you can. And as an entrepreneur or someone who's putting that voice out there to the world, you're finding new and unique ways to do so using all the resources that we have at our disposal today, like social media, like email, having your own website, creating your own films to some degree to promote your music. It doesn't have to be a whole short film. It could be a music video. Just some sort of way for people to experience what you have to offer is what I'm referring to. Another thing that I want to point out is that composing has never, ever been a job for people that are only willing to give 80 or 90% even. Due to the accolades and the allure of doing something that you really love as a way to make a living, music and creative work in general, it's always attracted enormous amounts of people to pursue a career in that particular field. This sum of people doesn't change the fact that most are simply not investing enough time and resources to sharpen their skills so that they can cut through the noise. If you do that, you're gonna find that while there's still competition, there's always gonna be competition. It's now just you versus a handful of people. So how do you stand out and find work in any market, whether it's saturated or not? Again, in my opinion, focus on what you can control, not the inevitable challenges that are a part of building literally any career in any field. So focus on your skills. Focus on becoming so good as an artist and using your entrepreneurial skills to share your work as an artist that they can't possibly ignore you. This is quite honestly a big reason I started this channel. It became clear to me when I went to hire my own help in the studio that there's a big gap in knowledge for composers who are leaving film scoring programs and trying to get started in the real world of film and television. So if you want to continue leveling up your skills, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. YouTube will then share with you more videos that will help you do exactly that. Next, if you're relatively new to composing and you're looking to break into the industry but avoid the mistakes that I personally made or other composers I know have made, then you're gonna wanna check out this video right here. I go into detail about those mistakes so that you don't make them. As always, thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful.